Good evening, everyone, my lovely audience. This is Roshika Ali again with a very marvelous guest, Miss Ayisha Educationwali, who is a teacher par excellence and an amazing mum of two boys. She is my class fellow. She is with me in the Rehan online teachers training boot camp, and I am very, very happy to have her in my show. And you're going to get to know a little bit more about Miss Aisha. So, Miss Aisha, I know you are a marvelous, class fellow. You are on top of your game. You are very, very, you're an expert in a lot of the tasks, and you are very thorough in the execution of those tasks. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself? Could you introduce yourself a little bit more to my audience?
Yes, sure. I would love to, Miss Roshika. First of all, Assalamu alaikum to everyone. And Miss Roshika, thank you so much for such wonderful words. My name is Aisha Kashif, and on Facebook, everyone knows me as Aisha Educationwali. This Educationwali is just because I belong to and this field. I mean, I was an educationist and still I am an educationist. I was a teacher and I am in this field since 14 to 15 years, and my majors are maths and science. So and I love to teach. Matlab, this profession I chose myself, and I loved teaching, kids, and learning, also learning new skills, as I want to develop more and enhance my skills. So every day I used to see and search a lot of things just to enhance my skills and enhance myself as well. And I have two boys. The first, the elder one is of 17 years and the younger one is of 11 years, and they both are studying. The elder one is learning a skill which is web development, and he is an intermediate. So, and the second one is in grade 5. uh, that's all about me.
All right, amazing. I somehow thought you were very young. I thought when you talked about two boys, I thought you had little boys. I never realized that one would be 17, mashallah. That's
Yes, my
amazing, Miss Aisha. You have kept yourself remarkably well, I must say. What's the
uh,
secret?
thank you so much. There's nothing, not no secret. Basically, it's inherited. Alhamdulillah, it's by the grace of Allah Almighty. And secondly, I got married in when I was 19. I just completed my
Oh.
intermediate. Then I got married, and after having my first baby, I resumed my studies and completed my graduation from University of Karachi. So that's why
Oh.
maybe this is the reason.
Yes, that is the reason. All
Hmm.
right. Okay. That's so nice though, when your children like they become more like your friends than your children, because they're on the cusp of adulthood, and they're there to support you, and they their role kind of changes a little bit. I mean, they're still your children, but you treat them a bit differently, and you have more of a bond with them, and you can depend upon them. So
Exactly.
do you do that, Miss Aisha?
Yes, of course. Actually, I love enjoying with my kids, especially when we are discussing something. Na? So the type of discussion is different between us, because my elder one always discuss, as he is a boy. The topic of discussions of boys are often different. So we choose some topic like whatever he's learning nowadays, whatever he's facing or enjoying in his matlab, younghood. So he
Hmm.
often discuss with me, and I love listening him, his expertise. He's learning new things every day, so I enjoy it a lot. Whether when as I am the youngest girl, youngest child of my parents, so I missed that point uh, among my parents and me. So matlab, I was very happy that my children are treating me like a friend, and they discuss me everything, especially the elder one.
Yes, yes, he would be like more of a support to you, like your confidant and your partner, as it were. So that is so amazing, Miss Aisha. That's great. So do you teach anywhere, Miss Aisha? Are you currently working?
No, currently I'm not working anywhere. I'm just giving private tuitions at home, just to be in touch with the studies or my educational background. Otherwise, I'm at home.
All right. That in itself is a big task. I'm at home nowadays, and now I realize that there is such a lot of work to do at home. There's such a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. Okay. All right. Miss Aisha, I'd like to speak to you about this trend nowadays. About homeschooling. What do
Hmm.
you think about it? Do you think it is just a fad, or do you think that it actually has some benefits?
Miss Rishika, homeschooling has its own benefits, but the conditions, I guess, there should be a proper environment given to students if they are learning in homeschooling environment. I believe some aspects are missing, especially agar if we talk about in Pakistan. So some aspects are missing in homeschooling. Whereas if you see the traditional schooling system, there I feel many aspects are missing. Every day we see a new thing, or on social media we learn about many things, artificial intelligence and everything else. But in traditional schooling system, I believe some things are still missing.
Like, could you identify what things are missing?
I mean, in traditional schooling system, they are not, they are not teaching kids about the latest trends. They are just
Yes.
uh, they are just on the previous track, just to memorize everything, not
Yeah.
the deep understanding of everything. Especially, I would say in matriculation system,
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. So
where I
your son has done his matriculation and now he's in intermediate?
yes, yes,
All right. So does he have maths and science like his mummy?
yes, yes. And
All right.
he has chosen computer science, so
Okay.
he's good in that, and that's why he is learning his skill, new skill, which is web development, because
All
he has.
right. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. That's great. So, maths and science, Miss Aisha, with I have the utmost respect for people who are good in maths because I am absolutely nil in maths. I never had a good maths teacher. I would get a panic attack whenever the maths teacher would come in the class, and as a result, I wouldn't do anything. So
Really?
you just tell me, yeah. So you tell me, what is it that makes one mathematically inclined? Is it inborn? Is it like is it like an aptitude, or can one learn to be a good in maths?
Miss Rishika, I believe that our concepts should be clear, whether it's in maths or anything else. If your concepts are clear, and the concepts should be clear in a very young age. So if your concepts are clear, then you can solve, or you can do, I guess, I believe, everything. So it's not just in mathematics, but what we are learning nowadays, you and me are learning artificial intelligence. So we have started from just baby steps. So because we want our concepts should be clear, and if the concepts are clear, so we can excel in that field.
Yes, certainly. There you are right there. Like you need somebody to, show you the right path. And then once you're on the right path, there's always, you're only going to move forward. You're only going to move ahead, right? So
Exactly.
that's great. That's great to know,
And
Miss Aisha.
I would love to add one thing. I am good in mathematics, just not because I was a good student. I was an average one, but I believe I have started to teach students at a very young age. So that's why I learned a lot of things. When you teach something, you get excellent in those things. So, mera khayal hai, what I think is the reason.
Oh, because you started teaching, so then your
Yes,
concepts became clearer because you had to explain to your students. That's amazing,
exactly.
Miss Aisha. That's certainly, yes. You learn more when you teach. Yes,
Then,
yes. That is entirely correct. So, Miss Aisha, what is it that you would like your sons to do? Which career do you think will be good for them? Currently in the age of AI, because the a lot of the professions which we normally would to have considered to be very good and very stable,
hmm,
and the kind of jobs that we would recommend everyone to have, that you would, as a parent, you would feel rested, that yes,
hmm,
now my son is in this certain field, he's got this job, so now it's all going to be smooth sailing from then on. So you see,
hmm.
with the current environment, what do you think, Miss Aisha?
Miss Rishika, actually, I totally uh, leave everything on my son. It depends on him. Whatever he wants to do, just do that. But being a parent, being a mother, I was worried about his future. As you say, it's motherhood, So I was searching so many things before a year or two. So I get to know about web development courses, and these extra courses will enhance the resume, will enhance their skills as well. So told my son, no, you just need to learn new things, as he was in matriculation, where there is no thorough studies. You need to ratta, or you can say
Yes,
learning
yes.
system. So I
Hmm.
wanted him to learn basic things about internet and artificial intelligence. So I taught him, just go ahead and learn more things just to enhance your abilities. Then he chose web development. So it was his choice, but I just guided him, and this was the reason why I am here in this boot camp, because I wanted myself, because I was curious to know and keep myself updated about the latest trend. So this was the
Hmm.
reason why I am here in this boot camp.
Yes, certainly. And Miss Aisha, it is parents like you who will, lead the way. Because you see, with this current influx of social media, which is filled with all kinds of distractions,
Hmm,
our children need a guiding hand in, in
exactly.
sort of leading them out of this chaos, or
Hmm,
trying to find out the method in the madness, because
exactly.
otherwise one will be totally, like, if you're a young mind and a young brain, and there are, like, all these reels, and like, at the click of a button, so many things open up, so you have
I
to,
totally
you
agree
know
with you, Miss Rishika. When my son, elder one, has passed his matriculation, he had time. I guess 4 to 5 months he was free. So what I noticed that he was started wasting his time in social media on, and watching reels and shorts, and every day he's actually a fan of a cricket matches. So he used to see all the time the matches and reels. And so I thought ki he's wasting his time. What if he will learn new things through this media? So I told him, you better learn new things. So then he switched to web development course, and there he's, I believe it's now 1.5 year he's there. He's learning every day a new thing. So, and it's excited to know, to see my son when he comes to me and he told me, he tells me, Mama, today we did this. It's a new thing. When he discusses with me, so I'm glad, matlab, it was my right decision to switch him towards that thing.
Certainly, that is because, you see, Miss Aisha, again, your guiding hand, like,
Mm,
he had direction. You did not let him, just wallow in the mire. You took him out of it. All right, so what about your younger son? Tell us a little about him. What does he like? What are his interests?
well, Miss Rishika, he is just opposite to my elder one. He's so naughty. And initially, I admitted him in Hifzquran school, but eventually he did not find any interest there. So then I
Mm.
switched him to academics, and now he's in grade five. And he's quite, chill person. His nature is totally different from the elder one.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, they're poles apart,
Exactly.
really.
Yes.
So, who do they take after? Which one takes after the father and which one takes after you?
It's not like that. Matlab, my husband says he's like you, the younger one. He often
Oh,
makes fun of me. He's like you. So my mother, his nanny, always says, "Okay, yes, when you are a kid, you are like him." I thought,
all
okay.
right. Okay. So you were naughty when you were a child, Miss Aisha. You were like your second born, right?
To be very honest, I don't remember. It was my childhood, but everyone says so. Maybe possibility.
Yeah, yeah, certainly. I mean, parents take after, I mean, children take after their parents, So, I mean, the
Exactly.
apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. So, Miss
Exactly.
Aisha, how does your husband help you in bringing up the children? Did he have a role in us, helping your son pick out a web development course, or is it entirely your effort?
No, no, it's a combined effort. My husband supports me and my kids also. But as my young elder one is the first child of our house, so he's close to me rather than to his father. So I don't know what is the reason, but he's close to me, so he often listens me carefully and obeys whatever I say him. But my
Amazing.
husband's obviously take interest in the children, what they are doing or where they are going or all that.
All right. And could you tell us a little bit about your family? Like, what does your husband do? Your neighborhood where you live. Who is it that you teach? You teach children at home, right? You provide them coaching. So, if you could
Yes.
tell us a little bit about your family background.
Miss Rishika, actually, I was working in a school near my house. So just after COVID, I left my job. Due to some reasons, I left my job. So from there, many students come to me for tuitions, and from my neighborhood also. So they know me personally, their parents know me personally, so they are sending their kids. And I try to take very limited students, because we need to obviously we need to manage them along with my kids, so it's quite difficult to take a lot of students. So I am just teaching only 4 students at a time.
All
And
right.
yes. And my family, actually, I'm the youngest child in my family. I have two elder brothers, and they both are the first one, the bigger elder one, is in Saudi Arabia. He's there. And the second one is in South Africa. So I'm here with my family. And just before 2 years back, my father has passed away. So I'm just there with my, and I live with my with my mother-in-law.
All right. Okay. And what does your husband do, Miss Aisha?
He's doing a private job. He's an
All
accountant.
He's an accountant. All right. Okay, that's a very nice family that you have, a small family, two kids,
Yes,
husband and wife, so easy to manage, right? Easy,
yes,
and just
exactly.
your and their grandmother there. So, how much of a role does their grandmother play in their upbringing? Is she very active, or or does she keep herself to herself? I mean, what
No, no,
happens?
no.
What are the
She's actually
dynamics?
very helpful. She's very helpful, and she's my auntie as well before my mother-in-law. So I have married
Oh,
to family, to my uncle's house. So my husband is my
okay.
first cousin,
All
and my
right.
mother is very cooperative.
Oh,
Even though she's not feeling well now, as she's getting older, her her knees are not working properly, but still
yeah.
she helps me in a lot of things, not only in household chores, but specifically in other things like he likes to cook and watching YouTube videos, and she tells me that this is a new recipe, this is a new trend, you should try this or that. So she's very helpful in that way.
So Miss Aisha, this quest for learning new things, it runs in your family, right? Because like you
Yes,
are
you
here
can.
trying to improve, and your
Yes,
your mom-in-law is constantly trying to, bring improvement, bring a little bit change. So it's
exactly.
very good to see that, you are so progressive minded and progressive. You have a progressive mindset. So that is amazing, Miss Aisha. So, Miss Aisha, I would, like to ask you another question. Have you traveled to South Africa and Saudi Arabia? Have you been there?
No, no, no. I haven't there. I haven't been there because my elder brother he just shifted before. I mean, 6 months ago he just shifted there,
Oh, all
and
right. He needs
his
to.
family is
Uh-huh.
here. His family is here. My mother is here. They just visited him and stayed there for 2 months, but now they are here. And
All right.
second brother who is in South Africa. He is
Mm.
there since I guess 15, 16 years, and he lives there with his family.
Okay.
But
All
I
right.
never get a chance to visit them.
All. So, do they come to visit you?
Yes,
Okay, they come to Karachi. So you do meet up, at your mother's. So it's not as if, you're cut off. Okay, that's
no, no,
amazing.
yes,
Okay. Miss Aisha, have you traveled abroad?
no, Miss Rushika, never.
No, not at
I
all.
no, no, I
Okay,
never
if
get.
you were to get a chance to travel, which country would you like to go to first?
I would love to visit Saudi Arabia first, and then some other foreign countries. I wanted to see London, UK. I want
Oh
to visit.
yes, yes. London is like, it's very, you feel at home in London. Somehow,
Okay.
it's not, it you don't feel as if you are in a foreign country as much as you would in other parts of the world. So because
Have
everything
you visited?
is, yes,
Have you
yes.
visited?
Yes, yes, yeah,
Okay.
I've been to England. I've been to London, Cambridge. I enjoyed
Oh,
Cambridge, and
oh,
yes, I've traveled. So not that much, but I have been. So
oh.
yes, I can understand your desire to go to London. I remember
Hmm.
I really wanted to see, like the Sherlock Holmes. Are you familiar with that character, Sherlock Holmes? The detective.
Yes.
So I
I-
really wanted to go to Baker Street because I thought,
Okay.
they would have it, but then it wasn't a real character. It wasn't a real person. It was a character out of a book. But they are so
Oh,
clever. They have made, like they've made a little house, and this
hmm.
like with the name that this is Sherlock Holmes' house, and you can go and visit, and they charge you a
Yes.
fee for it. But
Yes.
they're very clever. They know how to monetize anything. That's
Yes.
one thing I would say
Oh,
for the English. They know how to monetize things, how to get monetary benefit out of almost everything.
exactly.
Okay, so
Except
Miss Aish,
London or
yes,
England, I would love to visit to, Turkey as well because I have read it.
Turkey.
Well, have you ever read this? I don't know, Jannat Ki Patti. Even though I'm not a book lover, but
Uh-huh.
I have read this novel, Jannat Ki Patti, in which they have depicted the culture, the environment of that country so well. Ki one goes by, we should be there.
Yes,
So
one wants to go there. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, one wants to visit. Yes, Turkey
yes,
has got a lot of history. Turkey has got a lot, and with Turkey, it is like the best of both worlds. Like,
huh,
there's Constantinople, half of it is in the west and half of it is in the east, and there is a
Asia, yes,
difference.
yes, yes.
Yeah, yes, certainly. So, Miss Aisha, what do you like to cook?
I usually cook everything, and especially now we used to see recipes from YouTube and try
Oh,
many
yes.
things. So,
Amazing, amazing. So
but
have you
I
tried
often
any?
cook
Oh,
on Sundays.
you only cook on Sundays?
No, no, no. I was saying that on Sundays I often cook biryani.
Oh, yes, biryani, I think it's a Karachi thing. I had an
Yes.
interview with this child and he was carrying on about biryani and I was like, "Really?" I said, "What is your favorite food?" And it was like biryani and Sindhi biryani. I said, "Really?
Yes,
What is the
a
difference?"
variety of biryanis are there. When I purchase, Shan masalas, so there are so much of varieties like Sindhi, Bombay, Pulao biryani, and so many varieties. And every time I select one and try and get suggestion from my family, so my younger one always say, "Mama, today it's Sunday. It means you are cooking biryani." So this is
All
like
right.
that.
Okay, that's amazing. And Miss Aisha, do all the masalas taste different in the various biryanis, or are they all the same?
No, 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 no. Obviously, they are different. They are different.
Oh, all right. Oh,
Spicy, some are spicier one and some are different tastes are there. And even not the Shan masalas. There are, maybe you are aware of the national masalas, and
national,
there
yes.
there are different ones. So everyone has different taste.
All right. Okay, so biryani is your family's all-time favorite.
Yes.
That's
And
great.
by the way, I cook Singaporean rice very nice. My family says this.
Singaporean rice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's good. Fusion cuisine again. Yes. All
Yeah.
right. Have you tried anything from Turkey? Like any Turkish recipe from a YouTube channel?
No, no, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right. So, like you tend to stick to our palate, like
Yes,
our the yeah, because it's always the safest bet and everyone would like it.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
But I can cook Chinese cuisine, but
Okay.
I won't say that I'm very good in that. But I cook
Mm.
Pakistan cuisine well.
Yeah, yeah. Because that is the only kind of food which resonates with us and it makes us feel as if we've eaten something. Anything
Yes,
else you eat and after a while you feel that it was not enough somehow. Something is missing and you
yes.
miss your roti and you miss the biryanis. You miss them, right?
Interestingly, Miss Roshika, my family, my in-laws, they are fond of roti. I mean, they want roti in their lunch, in their suppers, in their dinners. So they want roti all the time. Even my younger one, he doesn't eat rice except biryani. So
Oh,
he's fond
yes.
of rotis. So I have to make rotis for them all the time.
Oh, I feel for you, Miss Aisha, and in this heat and the rotis, and oh my God, yes, I can feel for you,
It's
Miss
so
Aisha.
difficult to especially cook in summers, and especially in
Yes,
Karachi. All the time you're sweating and you're making rotis.
I
Sometimes
know
you get
it's
fed
terrible,
up.
terrible. Yes, terrible, terrible. Yes,
Hmm.
and do you have gas all the time, or do you cook on propane stoves?
No, there's a scheduled timings, at 10 p.m. around, yes, 10 p.m. We have gas, but after that, we do not have gas. And we usually eat dinner before 10 at around 8:30 or 9. Kids have to go to school, so we have to prepare meal and serve them quickly. That's why I often switch my class and leave my class after notice
Yes,
hours. So because I have
yes.
to serve them dinner.
Obviously, you have to. Yeah, yeah. I can understand. I can understand. So, Miss Aisha, it was such fun talking to you. We have exceeded our, the allotted time for the interview. Thank you
Okay.
very much for being here with us. And
Thank you so much.
my
You are
dear
such a
audience, I hope
wonderful
you
host.
have.
You are such a wonderful host, and really, I do not remember when we have started and we were talking, and it was great fun. And you asked me such interesting questions. I enjoyed a lot. Thank you so much for having me.
No, I mean, you're an amazing guest to have. And I hope my dear audience has enjoyed watching this show. And thank you once again very much, Miss Aisha Education One.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rishika. Take care.